Good afternoon. Welcome to my daily broadcast. My name is Barry Selby. This is Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. And a quick introduction to get started. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert, helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. I'm also a passionate champion for Divine Feminine, which might give you some clues as to why I'm so passionate about supporting women. Because it drives my work. It's my mission, I guess, in a way. And so I do these talks every day called Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart, as I mentioned. And today's is number 222. That's probably some prestigious number, I guess. I'm not sure. But the topic today is not a follow-up from yesterday, but it's an additive to what I said yesterday. Yesterday was actually inspired from the Golden Globes as well. This is kind of a follow-up from that, and sort of, kind of, and I'll get to that in detail in a moment. Yesterday's talk was about men stop being dicks and grow some balls. I recommend you watch that one because it's different from this one, and it won't be tied into this one. But today's topic is actually more focused on the healing. So this is going to be mostly gauged towards the women, because mostly women have been the ones affected by the metoo conversation, I should say, the abuse, harassment, rape, and other painful experiences that put them in the metoo category. And you have my deepest empathy and compassion and support for healing in this work. So this is what this is about in a way. But I want to speak to, actually, make sure I stay in the camera frame, like hit the ceiling. So I play with the titles. So yes, I did take some liberties and say "Time's Up" on suffering, because the Time's Up movement is vital, because it's changing the framework and the landscape of what's happening going forward. What I don't think it's addressing yet, and maybe this is because I didn't see it, maybe I may be inaccurate, but it seems like what I've seen so far is there's not much talk about healing for the women who've been through this. And I'm speaking to this because a lot of my clients have been through this, and my work with them has really been to bring them to a place of self-love and self-support, which is part of the work, so that the experience that happened to them before no longer influences their future. So let me speak to that one for a moment too, because for some people watching, some of the ladies watching, because this is mainly towards the women, but men may get value from this too, because it's not gender specific. What happens to us in our younger life tends to influence our adult choices, or our choices as we're going forward. So if you, as a kid, if you basically touched a hot stove and you got burnt, you probably wouldn't do it again. At the same time, also, if you were in a relationship that was toxic, you may not want to do that one again either. But the strangest thing is, and this is going to sound really challenging, is that past relationship that you didn't want to be around tends to repeat itself with a different person a few more times afterwards. You're thinking, what? Let me let me just explain that one a bit. The program when we take on as young kids, I've talked about this before, is it influences our adult choices in every area of life, from relationship to business to health to money to whatever. When we are negatively impacted, no, let me rephrase that this way. When you are negatively impacted by a bad relationship, whether it is traumatic and dysfunctional, and maybe it is with someone who hurts you badly because he doesn't respect you, or he abuses you, or he raped you. Sorry, when I say that, it brings up a lot of stuff for me too, because there's such a feeling of not so much compassion, almost protection that comes up for me to say I want to step in and fix, which is why I think it's what drives me in this work. Because it's not my job to fix you, and it's not my job to protect you, but it is my role, my service, my work to support you in helping you heal and then become able to protect yourself energetically. I'm not talking about martial arts or physical fitness. I'm talking about energetically being clear and being clean, so you no longer get impacted or hurt by those energies coming at you. If you know what that's about, you know what I'm talking about. So going through a past relationship, such suffering, pain, hurt, discomfort, all the gamut. That, unless you are a masochist, which most people are not, just to be framing it correctly, will draw to you relationship experiences that match ones you went through before because you became familiar with them. And if your son, and I'm not meaning that if you got raped once it'll happen again, I don't mean that. But if you were hurt and wounded on a certain way by a partner, and I'm going to make this generic for this moment, the odds are likely if it happened when you were younger, and it happened more than once, it'll be imprinted on you again and again and again. This is the challenge of risking your heart, which is why a lot of women don't risk their hearts going forward, because it's been hurt so many times. You know, it's kind of like, if you've been hurt that many times, you won't do it again. Same as like touching the stove. That's where the analogy was going. I knew put it in there for a reason. So then I was like, trying to put it in the first place, it didn't fit. And I was like, leave it alone, it'll come back. And now it makes sense. So when you are burnt too many times in past relationships because of the way you've been treated, it's hard to go back into a relationship again without having extremely strong walls in front of you protecting you. They're also isolating you and separating you and making you numb to actually connect. But that's not the point. It's the side effects that they put in the commercials. The reality is what you're doing is protecting yourself. But the cost may be too high. Just like those commercials. Sorry, I don't know why that parallel came up, but it came up. If you are sick and tired of painful, upsetting, bad relationships in the past, where you were disrespected, hurt, abused, and even raped, your fear is well-founded, but it doesn't have to run you. And this is the piece I want to make sure you get this. If you're someone who is willing to grow and to stop having that happen again and again and again, or you're willing to stop being alone because you're not willing to go back in there again, understandably, then, as I mentioned in yesterday's broadcast, or the day before, I forget which one it was about I said this, it's time to get some help from whatever source you choose to get it from. I'm noticing in my work more and more, and so I want to share this because it's part of, I'm realizing in some ways I've been paralleling what's happening in the public. A lot of my clients, I'm discovering, have been through their own experience of metoo, their own experience, and usually it's romantic side of relationship, or it actually goes back far enough to parental relationships, not necessarily business. But the Me Too conversation is not about just business relationships. It's about any relationship, for the women particularly, where the man did not respect you, did not care about you, did not step in the right way. Now, I can't fix that. I can't make him different, but I can help you heal. And so with my clients, what's been happening a lot is the wounds are coming up to be healed. And it seems like I'm more focused now, and it may be where I'm going, I'm not sure, on my work. It isn't so much about helping them find the perfect relationship and being in love and everything working, as much as it's about them loving themselves and healing the wounds inside they're still carrying, which are like daggers stuck in their bodies, emotionally speaking. So my invitation to you, and also it's not an offer, but my invitation to you is to say, if you're looking for help in the area, I can help you. But more than that, I would just want to say to you, if you're someone who is realizing you have this wound still gaping in your side from being abused in the past or hurt in the past, get some help. Don't try and do it alone. Don't try and stuff it down. Don't try and build a wall. Don't try and cover it up with a Band-Aid. It needs more than that. There are many women I've known as friends and also as clients that have toughed it out to become stronger, to almost in defiance of the wound. All that does is make a bigger scar. It doesn't actually help. So if you're dealing with any of this sort of experience of having pain, wounds, memories, suffering from the past that's still impacting your life, which it is unless you've done the work to heal it, it doesn't go away on its own, I'm sorry, then I invite you, I encourage you, I recommend that you get support, get help. Yes, I have room in my calendar, but also have many skills to help you with that. But I'm not saying you must work with me. I invite you to check me out, yes, but I'm saying you must take action to heal yourself. because it will impact your life more and more painfully going forward if you don't deal with it sooner rather than later, which is why I'm talking about time's up. The time is up to keep prolonging the agony in your own life. The time is up for you to stop allowing yourself to love more fully, and first of all, to really truly love and appreciate yourself. With things like love, self-love, compassion, forgiveness, releasing all these different activities, bodywork as well. With those sort of tools, you can be whole once again. Because relationships, as I've said many times before, are not a 50-50 arrangement. They're 100-100 because it's your wholeness that is participating in a relationship, not your halfness. And same in your partner. So, I guess one piece I want to drop in there is about saying that my work seems to be shifting, as I mentioned, less and less about romantic relationship and about helping you find your partner, as helping my clients become whole, fearless, powerful women once again, remembering the truth, remembering the wholeness, and healing their hearts in a safe container, because that's what I bring, to be able to love fully once again. And that's kind of where I guess I'm just speaking to that, because it's really something that I have been avoiding talking about in terms of putting my own ownership of my work. Let's put it that way. So this is consider this being part of that. So again, as a reminder, there's a lot of things shifting right now. This new year is going to bring a lot of things coming up. We're just getting started with 2018. And I really feel that the more we talk about this and grow through it, the more we can all become whole. So if you're looking for support, please reach out to me. I invite you. You can go to my website and click on the Let's Chat button, or you can reach out to me on social media. You can put your questions in below and I'll respond there. If you know anybody should watch this, please share it with them as well. But I want to say this again. You deserve, well, if I didn't say it before, I'm saying it now. You deserve to have an amazing life, amazing relationships, amazing experience of love yourself. Don't hold back. Get the help so you can get there. Whatever way, shape or form that is. And then life will be an amazing journey. So I wish you well. And by the way, if you haven't seen my broadcast before, this is number 222 in an ongoing series of daily Facebook Live talks called Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. You can find all these on my business page on Facebook, which is barryselby.author, on my YouTube channel, which is Barry Selby, or you can find it right here too. So I invite you to keep checking those out. They are intended to inspire, uplift, and perhaps entertain you. And I think that's about it. I'll be back in tomorrow. I do these daily, as I mentioned, so 223 will be tomorrow. I don't even know what topic it's going to be yet. They usually come through pretty immediately before my talking, so I'm just going to sign off on here and get on with the rest of my evening. Please take care of yourselves, and please honor, respect, and love who you are. You deserve it. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.